Alright, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? This is your boy Will's Wrestling Corner, back at it again with a brand new video. I was intending to save talking about this until the unscripted podcast on Sunday, but I figured I would get this off my chest now. So yesterday was AEW Dynamite, and one of the matches that happened on the show was for the CMLL Women's Championship. Mercedes Moné challenged whoever the champion was. I don't remember her name. And as usual, Mercedes Moné wins yet another championship. This has made Mercedes Moné 6 belts Moné, as she likes to call herself. And obviously, Mercedes Moné is going to challenge Toni Storm at All In Texas for the AEW Women's World Championship, where inevitably, I'm not even going to pretend that this match is unpredictable. Inevitably, Mercedes Moné is going to win the Women's World Championship. I got to say this. What the fuck has Mercedes done to get all of these belts, to be treated like the female fucking Hulk Hogan of this generation? Who did she suck off? Who did she bribe? Is it TK? What the hell has she done? I'm not taking away anything Mercedes or Sasha Banks has done in the wrestling business in the past, but there is nothing about her AEW run that screams, "You deserve it," for all of these different belts. She's holding all these belts for all these promotions, and she doesn't earn it. That's my problem. She doesn't earn it. She's been TBS champion for a year and a half at this point, and she feels like she hasn't really done anything to benefit that belt. Another problem with all of this is AEW's women's division is already struggling. The only women in AEW who feel like they have any focus is either Mercedes Moné or Toni Storm. And AEW is expressing interest in bringing in women's tag team titles to AEW. But my problem with that is, why are you considering adding women's tag team titles when you're not even focusing on your women's singles division? It's obvious Mercedes Moné has creative control. We need to put that as a fact. And I know that last night people like fucking Sean Ross Sapp and Corey Brennan were like, "Oh, so you mean to tell me Mercedes Moné has creative control in all these other promotions, blah, 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 blah," probably wanting Mercedes on their fucking podcast. I'll answer that for you. Yes. Because Mercedes Moné probably goes up to those promoters and is like, "I can't lose." I heard JD from New York make this post, and trust me, I don't like that guy, but he made a very good post, made a very good point, where it's like Mercedes goes up to those people clearly and says, "I can't lose. I got this big match coming up on July 12th, possibly the biggest women's match in AEW history, coming up at All In. I can't lose. I can't lose all this momentum." Mercedes is basically undefeated in AEW at this point. Her first match, this is the biggest point. Her first match in AEW, she won the TBS championship in a moment that already felt like she did not earn it. And then ever since, she's winning all these fucking belts and all these promotions like New Japan, Stardom, and now CMLL, Rev Pro, I'm pretty sure as well. I could be wrong. What has she done? What has she done? I made a post like this on Twitter yesterday as well, where I was like, imagine working for these promotions like Stardom, CMLL, even AEW. You're working for these promotions for years and scratching and clawing for an opportunity, for a spot, and everything like that, for a chance of you getting booked to finally be a champion. And then this chick who main evented a Mania, who wrestled all these big matches in WWE, comes in and then just wins all these fucking belts on a silver platter because she's so great. She revolutionized women's wrestling. She's a draw, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, if I was a woman working any one of those promotions, I would literally be like, what the fuck has she done? And it's funny because I remember years ago, Mercedes went on like podcasts and got mad at Ronda Rousey for doing the same thing. And Mercedes said the same thing. Like, what has she done? Meanwhile, people like me have scratched and clawed for all these opportunities, and then Ronda got them all. Now, Mercedes Moné has done exactly what Ronda Rousey did years ago, times 11. Like, she is literally booking herself, and Tony's helping this too. Don't get me wrong. There is blame on Tony Khan as well for Mercedes being literally the female Hulk Hogan. And Wolf made this point last night too. At least Hulk Hogan didn't book himself to win all the singles titles in WCW, or go over to ECW and win all these fucking titles, or go to WWE and win all these titles, or go to New Japan, all these titles, AAA, all these titles. You know what I mean? Like, no, at least Hulk Hogan didn't do that, but he still had creative control. And people want to keep saying, oh, no one in AEW has creative control. Yes, they do. But the thing is, nobody on AEW, not even Jon Moxley, not their creative control is as obvious as Mercedes Moné. And Mercedes is like, oh, being in AEW is so much better than being in WWE. Yeah, I wonder why. If I had creative control somewhere and I could basically book myself to win any championship that I lay my two eyes on, yeah, I'd like that promotion a lot more than the company that they control what I do. They control whether I win or lose. They control whether I win a championship or get booked on a show or sit in catering. Like, the women's division in AEW is not the best right now. The division's stacked, but they are not being booked the best right now. And one of the biggest reasons for that is Mercedes Moné. Like, it's obvious she's going to win the women's championship at All In. Let's not pretend like she isn't. I think when, not if, when she wins the women's championship at All In, I think she should vacate the TBS championship. And then we have a tournament. Or we have a big fatal four-way or something for like All Out, where we crown a brand new TBS champion. Because it is obvious that this Mercedes Moné experiment is going to go on a little while longer. And it is making everyone sick and fucking tired of Mercedes Moné. Don't get me wrong, Mercedes Moné is a good wrestler in ring. But this belt collector experiment, and before I even go, okay, I know people are going to be like, oh, but nobody complained when Kenny Omega did the belt collector, but people have a problem with Mercedes Moné doing it. Sexist, 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 sexist. I don't think Kenny Omega had all those belts that long, if I'm being honest. And let me tell you, it wasn't 7 belts. It was like 2. No, it was like 3. What was it? The AAA belt, the TNA World Championship, and the AEW World Championship. I don't even think he had the TNA belt that long. So yeah, don't come at me with those sexist agendas, you Mercedes dick suckers. She's dating the Beast Mortos now. She ain't worried about you, alright? But yeah, no, this Mercedes Moné experiment is honestly hurting AEW. It is. And everyone, myself included, besides maybe the brainwash stance, are not okay with it. We're done with it. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, what are your thoughts on this whole Mercedes Moné experiment? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below. Be sure to stay tuned for episode 2 of the Unscripted podcast with Aaron Baker of the Savage Wrestling Podcast. I am very much looking forward to that show. Be sure to support the Night of Champions simulation that we posted yesterday as well, and also the Universe Mode. And with all that being said, this has been your boy Will from Rose Wrestling Corner. I will see you in the next video. Be good people and peace.